Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of IVCC Living Room Stage and Gallery. So glad you joined us tonight. There we are. How do you like our fancy new titles? We got one of our guests tonight to thank for that. Tonight's a very special night, and I got a couple pieces of things to share with you before we go. First of all, everybody's talking about the social distancing in the theaters, right? Well, they've tried it in London. In the West End, Andrew Lloyd Webber took over the Palladium Theatre, and they implemented all these changes. They did a fogger that kills the virus for 4 weeks or something like that. They're pumping in fresh air, and they have socially distanced their audience. There's no bar service. So if you want to know what social distancing at a theater looks like, this is it. 2,000 seat Palladium Theater, 500 people. Beverly Knight was the solo performer. And Andrew Lloyd Webber commented that should it be like this, it'll be miserable for the performers not playing to a full house. But you know what? They're playing a show, and everybody's all masked up. Okay, another fun thing that I read today. If you're watching us from out of state here in Illinois, our heat index today was 104, I think it was. So it's hot out there, and we've all been in hot rehearsal halls or hot theaters. But going back to the days before air conditioning, excuse me, you have to wonder how people. I'm one of the rare people that loves a hot day like this, but I don't want to sit inside where there's no air conditioning. And Broadway, traditionally, in the days prior to air conditioning, their season pretty much went dark during the summer or very limited performances. And there were a lot of ads, excuse me, as they were coming back that it's back, because the air conditioners were not uh, air conditioned, but they were cooled. Now, got a picture here, somebody that you should recognize here, and that is Gwen Verdon in Sweet Charity, her beginning pose. And that premiered in 1966, and the theater was air cooled. She kept a thermometer off stage left, and she would check it. One matinee, she went to check it, and it was 103 degrees on stage. So she told them the show's not going to go on today. Everybody's going to pass out. And she went to Woolworths and had a hot dog. So they immediately air cooled the backstage, which was a very unique um, system here. Now you'll notice all these playhouses here out east. Many of them are advertising there that they're air cooled for your comfort. That is not air conditioned. We got another one there. Latest type cooling plant, Bucks County Playhouse there in Pennsylvania. More and more. And look at this season. This is from 1945. Tallulah Bankhead. That's amazing. But you'll notice on all these ads, you've got these air-cooled theaters. Well, air-cooled meant big blocks of ice with fans blowing over them. And excuse me, the audience got air cooled, and in Gwen Verdon's case, the stage did not. So by the time they returned for the evening, there were giant blocks of ice, and there were fans and everything trying to cool them down, and they did go on with the show. But that's what happened in the days before air conditioning in the theater. And I don't know, I have performed in an outdoor venue more than once, and on a day like this, it was not pleasant. But anyway, I found that interesting, the air cooled ice and a fan. All right, let's get on with tonight's show. Tonight, I've got 5 people with me that I'm very proud to call friends, that I have performed with everybody here. I have directed everybody here. They have all been on this IVCC stage at one time or another. I'm going to introduce them all to you now, and then we're going to talk with them. And they've all prepared something tonight because we got a little virtual variety show going on. So guys, come on in. Come on in. Let's see who we all got here tonight. We got, let's see. Oh, there's Emily, there's Jake, there's Megan,
Hello.
and there's Reed and Ashley.
There.
We got everybody. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
Did everybody spend time outside today?
No.
Definitely.
A little warm, a little warm. I'm excited to have this group. This is going to be fun. It's kind of like old home week or seeing the family again. So I'm going to go one at a time. You guys willing to share with us your talents tonight and talk a bunch about favorite memories and all that jazz?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. Well, Ashley, stick around. The rest of you, I will see in a little bit. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye. Ashley,
Hi.
where are you at?
I'm in my bedroom
Okay.
in white.
I see this. I see. And you look really, I had to look close earlier. I thought you were wearing a tiara for the occasion.
No, it's a
but
headband.
you are not. Emily, what made you get interested in performing? Emily, I called you Emily. Ashley. Yeah,
Tomato.
whatever.
Um, I used to watch old movies. I mean, that really what got the bug going. I mean, West Side Story, Singing in the Rain, etc. I just,
You're a rarity, you know that,
yeah,
because a lot of people your age, and especially when I first met you, how old were you? 18?
18, 19.
18 or 19? You could talk movies with the best of us, the old movies, the classics and stuff. And you also knew who people like. Our viewers are not going to believe this, but a lot of college kids, a lot of theater majors don't know who Judy Garland is, Gene
It's a
Kelly. I know it's sad. It's sad. So your performing experience before you came to IVCC was minimal.
very small, very
Tell
small.
us.
I did grade school, if we're counting that. Nothing in high school, and then I was in Rent at 212 in the ensemble, and that was it.
That was it. And then you came to IV,
Mhm.
and a star was born.
Oh,
You were in show choir a lot.
yes,
Yeah.
actually my first semester at IVCC, you guys did Ruthless, and that was when I first came in. I was like, well, I'm just gonna, help out backstage, maybe, usher, just check everything out. And then you guys did that, and I did show choir, and then Young Frankenstein was the first, Christmas show technically was my first thing.
Yeah.
And I had a solo, but
if I recall, I had to twist your arm to audition for Young Frankenstein.
I was so scared.
You were. All right, we'll talk more about that later. But let's take a flip through the old memory here of some of your shows at IVCC. Speaking of Young Frankenstein, I think we had a picture of that, Chad. By the way, that's Chad Brokaw in the booth for us over in Princeton. There's a rehearsal of Young Frankenstein.
Oh, yes. You know what's funny about that picture is if you look down at my foot, there is a boot on my foot because I broke my toe during Tech Week.
I remember now.
Yeah.
I remember. You walked a lot like the Frankenstein monster probably should have for a while. Yeah.
I'm like, thank God I don't dance that much in this show, but I was so scared. I'm like, oh.
That was such a fun show, though. There's Greg Tullis, Karen. And tell us about your character here.
Oh, Elizabeth Benning. She was like glamour upon glamour. Madeline Kahn.
Yeah.
Megan Mullally, just everything I wanted to be, but I'm too shy to be. You just brought out so much in me.
Yeah, shoot. You had a big number, Don't Touch Me. Tell me what's going on here. We notice your hair is different, so you've obviously already been with the monster, and I see this is a rehearsal, but
yes.
Why are you doing that? Who told you to do something like that?
Yeah. Well, during Young Frankenstein, it was an ongoing gag that the stage right speaker and I had a fling because what was that number called? The Deep Love.
I
had to go over to that speaker and caress it, to put it nicely. And a romance loomed. I remember, I believe it was the last night of Young Frankenstein, maybe opening night. You were giving notes, and at the end of it, you said, wait, we have to stop. We have something. And I believe Matt Bain brought down from the booth a bouquet of flowers and a card and was like, this is for Ashley. And I'm thinking, who would do that? And I get the card, I open it, and it's so nice. It's like, Ashley, I've been watching you since the first day you set foot in this theater. I'm such a fan. I'm in love with you. One could say, I'm falling in love with you. Love, stage right speaker. And I'm to this day, I don't even know who did that. Was it you?
I remember that now.
I don't know. No one would tell me. And I'm like,
it could have been. It could have been. Let's keep the mystery alive there. All right. And then do you stay in touch with the speaker?
I mean, we do.
Yeah, I thought so.
We very much do, until I believe it was Melanie had to use it for Mamma Mia, and I was like, watch yourself, it's my speaker.
The Green-Eyed Monster came out. I think we got a shot here of a show that a lot of people don't know we did, but for Day of the Arts, we used to do a radio show.
Yeah.
As part of the live performance.
Oh, yeah.
And I assume those were costume try-ons because you wouldn't have worn socks.
No, my sloth socks, like my staple piece.
Yeah, so we did 1940s radio show. And then we we did a little show called, you got the next picture there, Chan? Oh, sorry, I skipped one. A little show called, what was it? Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way.
That's right. And that was the white Christmas number where it's snowing, the wet snow down behind us. We had to keep moving that snow machine because it soaked us. All right. But then I think while Elizabeth certainly made a mark, I think there was a little show we did called Sweet Charity that I would guess is one of your favorites.
Oh yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah. Is that Maggie in the blonde
Yes,
wig?
looking like Doris Day. Yes.
I thought so. And Trisha holding you, Elizabeth. Very, very funny show, very physical show.
That's one of my favorite pictures.
You know what I like about this picture? You and
What?
Chad are in it, of course.
Oh.
And in case you don't know who Chad is running our sound booth tonight, that's Chad there in the Ferris wheel seat, or parachute drop lift, I guess it was supposed to be, stuck. And Ashley, this was great acting. Tell me why.
Because, well, I didn't even know it until we got up there. I'm terrified of heights. And I learned it that night, the first night we went up there. And luckily I'm supposed to be scared in the scene. So I'm actually crying. I'm digging my nails into Chad. I'm like, don't let me fall. Oh, real tears.
It was fortunate, I think, that you needed to be terrified there in that, because you had to be you had to be scared. I'm sorry, I'm looking ahead here. I think we got a little video to share with you. You want to see something?
Oh no.
Oh, surprise. Well, Chad will pop it up there in a second. And it's just you and me. But we got a little video to surprise you with.
This could be anything.
It could be. But while we're in that vein.
Oh boy.
What do we got? Oh, she's holding her breath.
If they could see me now, that little in of mine. I'm eating fancy chow and drinking fancy wine. I like those stumble bums to see for a fact. The kind of top drawer ring drunk by a track. All I can say is, wait, equal where I am. Tonight I'm landing, pow! Right in a pot of jam. What a setup! Holy cow! They'd never believe it if my friends could see me now.
Memories.
Man, Charity.
Great. Now, the big showstopper. See?
Yes.
Gwen Verdon and you. Moving on here, because we got to get to your little thing. We did a show. I had to question my judgment to produce a show called Disaster, but you and I played a love interest, which was so inappropriate, but I was supposed to be real slimy. And there I am ignoring you. So you could actually fall in love with Chad, who's more age appropriate. Great show.
Oh, absolutely. That's
fun. It was a disco show.
Yes. And you know what? When I think of that show, I remember one specific moment. And it was, do you remember, it was during a show we were in Jackie's dressing room, and I went to go past you and my wig got stuck.
Yes, I do.
In the dressing room.
Clothes rack, yeah.
Clothes rack, yeah. And it about came off.
I know. Didn't I push your head or something?
Yeah, you were like, oh, luckily I was playing someone stupid. So I was like, oh. And
I remember that. Because it took me a minute to figure out what the hell was happening there. I'm like, her hair is there, but she's there. Oh.
Well, it could have been so bad.
It was a goofy show anyway. I mean, any show that requires a meat wheel. Oh, there we are after the disaster.
Looking disastrous.
Yeah. I got rid of my sharks, though, I see. Yeah, we had to have duplicate costumes of everything because everybody got all beat up during that show. This was a hot mess. One of our biggest hits, you played a supporting part in a big part, and that was Mamma Mia. And there's Emily in the middle. We're going to see her in a little while, of course. What'd you think of doing this show?
I've wanted to do that show for so long that finally when you announced it, I was like, yes, it's the music and it's just such a happy show. It's so happy,
really
it's fun, and you just want to dance, and it was just, I don't know, it was just a good time.
I know, it's one of those you can't help but feel good after you see it, you know? So.
Yeah.
All righty. And let's see what else we got here. Oh, and then the last show technically that you were in at the college, because we got dark this the spring, of course, was Elf.
Yes,
And there you are as a brunette
which was fun.
playing Jovi,
Yeah.
the
Aw.
love interest. That's a sweet scene. You and Reed, we'll be seeing him a little bit later here too.
Mm.
That was a fun show. It was such a fun show.
Is that a real baby or?
You know what? When Chad showed me these before, I had to look because one night my grandson did make an appearance on stage. So that was, although the look on my face looked like it did when he peed on my costume that I had to have for the next day. All right, fun stuff. So we'll talk more about memories and jazz like that later, but I know it's hard to pick, and this is such a trite question, really. But out of everything you've done, either at the college or elsewhere, because you performed at some other theaters in the summer and stuff, what part did you enjoy the most? Don't have to say love the most, but the part you enjoyed.
Okay, I would probably say Charity and Sweet Charity, just because that role specifically pushed me so hard that things that I didn't think I could do, and I did it, and I was like, I just felt so good at the end of the run that like, wow, I did that. I felt like I ran a marathon. It just felt incredible though.
But I will always remember whenever we choreograph a number, I always video it at the very last take so that we can post it in a private group and everybody can look and watch. And we had worked so hard in the dance studio on There's Something Got to Be Better Than This, and you wiped out spectacularly.
Oh, if you watch the video, my ankle just goes.
I know. And you didn't get hurt, really.
No, I laughed. It was funny.
It was. I know. I laughed and then I said, "Are you okay?" And then I laughed again. All right. Let's talk about what you're going to do for us tonight. What did you prepare for us?
I prepared Stupid with Love from Mean Girls, the musical.
Okay, fun. You like that musical. All right. We're going to take a look at it. We'll see you in a few.
All right.
Okay.
When I was 5, I fell in love. It didn't last. He ran from me, literally ran from me. And being Kenyan, he ran fast. When I was 10, in love again, this Peace Corps guy. I waited hours inside his tent with flowers, which made him laugh, which made me cry. By 13, I gave up trying. I decided I would be a mathematician. 'Cause math is real. I memorized a lot of pi because addition and subtraction and division would never make me feel so stupid with love. Like I didn't get it. I didn't get it. Somehow smart with math, but stupid with love. I didn't get it. I didn't get it till now. So thank you, math, for being there to bring me joy. And thank you, math, 'cause now you brought me this cute boy. He's like someone from TV. He's like that guy who gives up roses to those women. His clothes, his grooming, and he's a foot away from me with swoopy hair and shiny eyes that I could swim in. He's live and in the room, and I'm stupid with love. I wanna get it, I wanna get it, but how? Smart with math, but stupid with love. I wanna get it, I didn't get it till now. I'm astounded and I'm blessed. I am filled with calculus. Does this guy work out? He must. I'll
Good job. You there? There you are. Nice job. You know, Ashley, I gotta say, one of the things, and I do want to share this, one of the things that I've always appreciated about you is auditions. You come in and knock it out of the park every time with something really unusual. Usually, you
Yeah.
really give it some thought, and that was a great job. I see our videos are freezing up a little bit as they go along, but as the sound continues, very artsy though. Very maybe it's just on mine. I don't know. Emily, thanks so much. Why do I keep calling you Emily? You could be called worse. You could be
And
called.
you know what? And you know what? Emily and I are kind of the same person anyway, and we're always together. So
I know you're interchangeable. I'm also looking ahead on my list here. So anyway, Ashley, I'm going to say so long to you for now, and we're going to bring on Reed. All right. Good
All
job,
right.
Ashley.
Thank you.
Give her some thumbs up. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you comment so we can see it. We'll pass it along to our performers. Let's see here. Sally Simpson tells everybody hi, and Deb Torrey's watching. How you wonderful people. Jenny Parks. By the way, Deb, I'm glad you're watching. We got something with you in it coming up. All right, bringing on Reed Thomason here. Next, we've got Reed. There you are. Hi, Reed.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm good. I see you're on Route 66.
I am, yes.
Mine's Route 666, but that's fine. Hey, you're on hiatus, but you found a way to keep busy. You're teaching tap, I hear.
I am, yes.
Cool.
It's been pretty good working with some people that have some experience, some beginners. So it's a good way to remind myself of the techniques I need to be using, but also teach some people some new stuff too.
And real socially distanced too, right?
Yes.
Like outside and
Oh yeah.
and all that good stuff. Reed, I've known you since you were a little kid. You've known me since you were a little kid and before I got really old. You've had a couple professional gigs in
Yes.
your life. What was your very first paid professional gig?
I think that would have been you, Don.
I think
and
so,
that would have
too.
been over in Utica at the
Mhm.
Follies.
Yep, Sister Mary Ignatius, a highly inappropriate, offensive, very funny show, and you were
Oh, it was.
9?
Yeah, 8 or 9, yeah.
Yeah, you were little. And I kept saying to your mom and dad, "Are you okay with this?" Gave him a script read. They're like, "He'll love it. He'll love it."
Yep.
And they told me you were surprised you got a paycheck because they said he'd probably pay you if he could to be.
Oh yeah. Well, I think it was because the paycheck, no one told me, but then it came in, it was like however many dollars a show. But it came in after like the 5th show or so.
Oh, because every 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't realize it because it came in after so long. But and you know, when you're 8 or 9, $10 is like $1 million. So
yeah, I know. We made your day.
Oh yeah.
Ashley, you knocked it out of the park. Bob Phillips said here, we got a comment. Anyway, Reed, then we're going to skip way ahead here a little bit.
Sure.
You got cast in a professional show at the Paramount in Aurora. What was that show?
Yes, I did. Yep. It was Christmas Story.
Yep. We saw it. Awesome show. You played the bully?
Yes, Scott Farkas.
Scott Farkas.
What
It's
a name.
Scott.
Yep.
Scott,
Yes,
right?
SCUT.
Yeah. How was that performing in that huge? How many did they see there? 2,500?
Probably around there, yeah.
Something like, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. You know, it's something that you think, okay, I'm going to be scared out of my mind when you get up there, but it's just as natural as doing it in front of 100 people. But no, I mean, it was a great experience. I learned a lot, met a lot of really great people. So yeah.
And you still keep in touch with some of them, do you not?
I do a lot. Actually, the funny thing is I'm friends with a lot more of the adults in the show though than I am with the kids. But yeah, I still talk to a lot of them every week or so.
That's cool. All right. Well, I was so proud of you when you were up there.
Oh yeah.
We came up and saw it. We were gonna come back a second time, and we had a snowstorm or something. I don't remember.
It was bad weather going,
But well, your mom was there, and she didn't seem proud of you at all. She was like beaming.
I gotta say, I owe it to them because I was only 15 at the time, so I didn't drive. So I mean, they drove me there every single day and back. And we, I think, counted, and the gas bill was lot more than we had anticipated, but
Yeah, yeah. Did it balance out? But yeah, it did an
it
experience.
did. We bought a new car just to be able to save money on gas
I was just
mileage
gonna
for
say,
it. So yeah,
didn't Corey is Reed's dad, who's also a professor at the college, and we were talking, also builds our sets, which are amazing. But I think he said that he got that little car that was so much better on the gas mileage.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause I made a comment. I said, "How's that midlife crisis car working out for you?" And he goes, "I'll
Oh,
tell you
yeah.
why I got that car."
Oh, he hates that car so much.
I know it's a nice little two-seater. I like it. Though.
Yeah, it is.
All right. So you started young, obviously,
Yes.
and you did a lot of shows at IVCC,
Mhm.
and there's one coming up here I do not remember you being in, but well, I don't remember any of them. We'll get to that. Your first one, this was such a stretch of acting for a kid, but we did the premiere of Let the Eagle Fly, the musical about Cesar Chavez, and there's Cesar, and there's David, whose name I can't remember his last name, David, who played grown-up Cesar, and there's Reed, very convincing as a Hispanic little Cesar. I think your hair was dyed was the only thing we did to you there, right?
Every single night I had to spray my head black.
Oh, that was that fanciful stuff or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. I know. Again, ask your mom. Do you mind doing that? Hell no. So she did that. And then we have a cast picture of here. Let the Eagle Fly. It was a big cast. It was a really
Yeah.
cool show about Cesar Chavez and the grape strike and all that stuff. It was a history lesson of sorts. Up there is our music director and the well, I'm all the way over there in that weird aura thing on the top right. Next is Dr. David Keister, who produces and costumes, and then there's Norm Engstrom next to him that directed the music for this. So a lot of faces there. This is a long time ago. Okay,
Oh,
what
yeah.
do we got next here? Gypsy. Oh yeah, you got to be on stage with Emily.
I
That's not
did,
Emily.
yes. No.
Look at how little you were.
Oh, yeah.
You were a Danny June. That's Danny June next to you, and
Yep.
she had a backup act called the Farm Boys, right, or something like that. So it
Yes.
was you and a bunch of other people, and then everybody grows up, and there you are. Oh, there's
Oh,
Rhodes
yep, with
Garland.
Rhodes, yeah.
Yeah, looking good. You're so little.
A funny story about that is this was right before, I want to say like 2014, 2015. And I never knew who Rhodes was, but I'd seen him do stuff at 212 before. So I thought that Rhodes Garland was Neil Phelps. And I introduced myself to him and I talked to him saying, so wait, you're Neil Phelps, right? And he goes, no. And please don't ever tell him that you said that because he'll kill you.
Now it can be told. Rhodes was
Yes.
a great guy. Really enjoyed him.
He
Can we
is,
go
yep.
back to that picture, please, Chad? I want to just point out something really quick. For those of you that have been in our theater lately, I want you to notice that bright red carpeting and those metal stairs and the brick wall, the notes taped to the wall there. That was our theater for years and years before the remodel. So we had a huge difference there. Okay, we got, let's see, this one. I did not remember putting kids in it, but apparently I did. Tell us
You
about
did.
this.
This was from Terror in the Isles. It was one of the Halloween shows. And we were only in, I want to say, we were in like 3 different sections. We started out the show and we were telling like ghost stories. That's Pam Needs and Paisley Dace, I believe it is. Her sister was in it too, Gabriella or whatever. But I was supposed to be scaring them, telling them some story, and then at the very end, we came back in and closed the show too.
Oh, okay. David Keister, those were usually his workshop shows, and I did the music for him and the staging and stuff like that. So I'm sure I staged you.
I think I remember going in and we were in one of the old classrooms that was, because when the front desk was out there, used to be before the remodel, and we went to that one classroom across from the theater, and
Oh
You're
yeah.
like, Reed, tell me a ghost story. I was like, I don't know. You're like, no, come on, let's go. Let's get this done. I was like, okay. So I started telling ghost stories.
Sounds pretty heady for my style. All right. And then now you haven't been at last without, you know what, with this fall being screwed up in the spring, last fall was your first semester with us.
Yes.
Although apparently you've been on stage a lot more than some of these people that
Yeah.
we have on tonight. Just you were littler. But I was so happy to have you with us because I required a tap dancing, singing, acting guy for the role of Elf that we did. There you are.
Yep.
If you saw Elf, you know this was a darn fun, feel good show. That's where I told you to tap some. There was a tap break, and I said, "Oh, do something you're comfortable with." And you're doing toe tap and pullbacks and all
Yep.
this stuff. That was awesome. And those are the elves that became big people. You and Santa, that's Mark. We
Oh,
couldn't
yeah.
get the real Santa.
That's right. Mark's a good second place for it.
Any memories of that iceberg there that rolled all over the stage?
I remember almost falling off into the pit because of it.
Yeah.
I remember a friend of ours, Josh, was behind pushing it. And I mean, he did a great job with it. It's just he couldn't see in front of him because he was behind the iceberg. So the first time we did it, I remember just being like, all right, stop. And he just keeps pushing. I'm like, all right, stop the iceberg. And then we stopped it. But and then, of course, Brian Town is the narwhal, too.
The narwhal down there
Yep.
waiting for his big moment. Yeah.
Oh,
Should
yeah.
have put a picture of him on there. All right. This is the department store. And there's Ashley, still crabby as Jovi. And there's Melanie Maskell over there to the left. There is the store manager yelling at you as she did so often.
Oh, yeah.
Spinning ladder. Ashley loved that because we've already heard how
She
much
did,
she
yep.
likes heights. Yeah. So not only did she get to climb a ladder, but spin on it too. All right. Department store. That was a big number.
It
That
was.
was
Yep.
fun. I tried to prop that one to death with candy canes for canes and the
No,
reeds.
you did a great job. It was, I mean, I've seen Elf before done professionally and stuff. And I mean, it's just that feel of having all the different elements in there, the wreaths and the candy canes and the tinsel. And, you know, it really just lights up the stage and it works very well.
It was fun. I enjoy. There are some shows I enjoy choreographing. That was one I really got a kick out of. All right, you're pouring syrup on spaghetti.
Oh, yeah.
Did you actually eat that?
I never swallowed the spaghetti. I'd put it in my mouth, I'd chew it, and I'd spit it back out and go for the next bit. I don't like pasta, so when I went into because I just don't like the texture. So when I went into the audition, I thought to myself, you know, if I get it, I get it. It's gonna be great. If I don't have to eat pasta. But I did get it, so I just kept prepping myself, and you know, I ate cold spaghetti out of a bag every night, and a lot of maple syrup. But nope, never actually swallowed it.
Now, did Michael eat?
He actually, I think halfway through the run, I said to somebody, "Oh, I don't actually eat it," and he said, "You don't actually eat it?" I'm like, "No." He goes, "I thought we were supposed to eat it." I'm like, "You don't have to." So I think he stopped like halfway through, but for the longest time, he was.
That's his character name, Michael.
Yeah.
Okay, I was in this. I played your dad.
And that's your suit too.
That is. Oh, that you're wearing. Yes.
Yes.
And the one I'm wearing. Yeah.
And your shoes too, I think.
And yeah. Because we needed the bracelet. Yeah, the office scene used to abuse me terribly.
Oh yeah.
No, but it was fun. I always get to play the grumpy old guy. Oh, there! Look at you acting. End of Act 1. Buddy is sad, and that's where you think about going back to the store. Okay, this is where you save the day, I think. Yeah. Please tell me Michael's real name.
Dylan Kofoid.
Dylan Kofoid. That's
great little young actor.
Dylan, if you're watching, I'm so sorry. He was a riot. You and Jovi making good, making nice there. And I think we got one more shot of Elf here. Yeah. The final tap dance. Yeah. Natalie, my wife. So sweet. All right. Great memories of a terrific show. And our plan, of course, was to bring it back this holiday season. And guess not. Guess not. Of course, we got you for another year out there, don't we?
I'll be, well, not for next winter, no.
Not next winter.
Be come next fall.
Well, you'll have to come back.
That's true. I'll make the
You-
commute.
You know the part. And where are you
That's
going
right.
on to school? Where-
Planning to apply for Columbia in Chicago.
Cool. And you're majoring in film.
Yes.
And what do you plan to do with that when you grow up?
Well, the actual degree there is just a generic. You can like specify what you're doing, but it's just a generic filmmaking degree. So I'm going to be learning a lot of different stuff, so I can actually kind of decide what specific path I want to do. But probably something with directing or screenwriting.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the show. The
All right.
the videos have been freezing a little bit, so this might be
That's all right.
it's either going to be really artsy or odd, but you prepared a tap for us tonight. All
I
on
did.
your own.
Yes.
Give us some background here.
So I wanted to do a little bit of a Bojangles stair dance kind of feel to it. And I wanted to use music from a movie that I like called The Artist. The track is called George Valentine. But yeah, so I did this in my basement, hung up curtains to block out all of our storage behind it. But yeah.
I was hoping you were going to say bodies or something like that. Okay, let's take a look at that, Chad. We've got Reed here doing a little tap for us. It was artsy. Oh, your mic's not on, I don't think.
Oh, there we go.
There you are. There you are. The taps kept going. That one point, you were tapping so fast, I couldn't even see your feet move. It was really cool.
The sounds were there, so that's all that matters, I
The
guess.
sounds were there.
But
We got good job. You know what I'm thinking we should do is post all of these, excuse me, performance videos on Facebook after this tonight. We'll just post the performance videos and you can see it all the way through. But that was fun. Thank you.
oh,
All
thank
right.
you.
Come back in a little bit.
All right.
I'm going to say goodbye to you for now. Who am I? Oh, Megan. Okay, see you later,
We'll
Reed.
see ya.
Next up, we got Megan Cullinan Zombrak, who, there you are. Hi, Megan.
Hello.
Hi. I was just telling everybody you're so multi-talented. You're an
Thanks.
IVCC alumni.
Yes.
Tonight we found out from way back. Um,
Couple years.
a couple of years, but not only is she an awesome singer, performer, actor, even dancer, but she
bit.
has directed the music for us for several shows now, haven't you? You did,
Yeah, you brought me in for Young Frankenstein,
right?
maybe halfway through, and then I did Elf,
Elf, right?
and then I was gonna do Legally Blonde.
I know. We're we were all in rehearsal
Someday.
for. Yeah, I know. Everybody that you're seeing tonight was involved with Legally
Yeah.
Blonde,
And we had done a lot. We had learned a lot of the music,
I know.
and there was a lot of music.
There was so much music.
So
I had to go
much.
away for a week, and you did
Yeah.
like all music rehearsals. When I came back, I said, "How'd it go?" She goes, "They all know their parts," and I'm like, "You want to do a run through?" She's like, "I guess we could." They sounded great.
Yeah.
You have such a way of getting the best sound out of
Oh, thank
people.
you.
So, but you do that for a living too, don't you? You teach?
Yeah, part time. I
part-time.
teach voice lessons. I've been teaching like 14 years now. And then I'll, music direct for LP High School and
Right.
Stage 212.
Yeah. You had
So,
2 shows pulled
yeah.
on you this spring. You were getting ready to do
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz, weren't you?
Yes, we had started that in December. It was right after Elf closed, and then I went right into Wizard of Oz, and we were literally 1 week away from opening, and I mean, we were ready. We were ready.
I know. What a heartbreaker. And none of us
It
really
was
knew,
heartbreaking, yeah.
I remember them saying, we'll postpone for a month. And then,
Yeah, we were going to do it in May.
Yeah.
But alas, that was not in the cards.
I know. I know. The disappointment we've suffered with all the shows that's all around the world because
Yeah.
everybody had one they were either doing, rehearsing, had tickets for. And
Yep.
boom.
Yep.
So, well, Megan, you go way back at IVCC with us. You worked well, you were a student before I came back. 'cause
Yes.
I've been there 15 years. That's when I
Yeah,
came
so-
back to the area. But you did work with somebody I know very well, my partner,
Uh-huh.
Dr. David Keister.
Yep.
So you were kind enough to find some. Oh, by the way, I forwarded all this stuff to Alice, our
Oh,
theater
good.
historian. So
I
she's
have some more stuff to send her that I found. So.
oh, good. And if
Yeah.
you're an IVCC alum, and you've got pictures of shows you did, whether it was madrigals or stage shows or improv or whatever, we'll give you that link later, because we are now putting our history together, which has been sadly mistaken. But thanks people like Megan, we can go back a while. We're going to go back to the year 2000.
I think so.
All right. And we got a
20
press
years
release
ago.
here. Very interesting press release here because
Yeah.
the Blair Witch Project was a bad sequel.
Ugh.
Tell us about this. Harvey.
Harvey, it had to have been the first show I did there. At the time, we were not doing musicals. I was taking voice lessons with Dr. Peters, who was teaching at the time. And I think I took piano with Mrs. Schallhorn. But I auditioned for this show because I had done stuff at LP. I'd done all the musicals at LP, and I had started at Stage 212, but I think this was my first elementary school play, actual play. Like we did little plays in elementary school, but this was my first actual straight show.
Cool. And you played Mrs.
Chauvenet. I will be honest.
We have a picture.
Yes.
What were you going to say? I'm sorry.
I was going to say I don't have a whole lot of memories from the show, but I do remember having a good time, and
Look at how adorable you look.
Oh.
I cannot place where this is in the. I mean, this is obviously long before our new edition.
I think that's right outside the old, building. Theater area, but
it is so hard to identify, you look around now at the new tech center, and it's like I can't even remember how those classrooms and the configuration, and it's
Yeah.
got an extra story and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so then Miss Firecracker contest, right?
Yes, Miss Firecracker contest. This was, I do remember a little bit more about this show. This was 2001. It was my last semester.
Okay.
I didn't show up till the second act in this show.
Right.
And I had a part-time job as a hostess. And I don't, at the Peru Eagles Club, if everybody remembers there, you get your fried chicken.
Sure.
And I used to hostess there. And I would work for like 2.5 hours. Then I would drive to the college during Act One. I couldn't get off work. For the beginning part of my shift, and it would start at like 4. So that was well before the show started. But then like when Act One was going on, I'd drive to IVCC.
Knowing
so I could
David,
get
he
ready.
had to. Knowing David, he had to be like,
Oh
what is
yeah.
something?" Yeah.
Yeah. So
Now somebody's
fun.
not there an hour before curtain. I think you were there. This is also Miss Firecracker contest, right? Two of these.
I don't know where that picture was taken. Maybe at our cast party.
That had to be because I don't remember suspended ceilings anywhere.
Yeah.
Two of these young ladies here, Karen Heitman and Sarah. Wow.
No, I think it was Sarah Heitman and
Sarah Heitman.
Karen
Foltz.
Yes.
No, that's something like that.
Maybe?
They both worked for me at the Follies.
Oh, awesome.
Yes, yeah. I think Karen was in Sister Mary Ignatius
Okay.
and some other stuff, and then Sarah did Patsy Cline when we did it.
Okay. I think you'll have to ask David this. I think we had actually cast a musical. We might have The Pajama Game, maybe.
He loves that show, so it could have been.
And because I remember Sarah maybe was cast as the lead role, and I don't know what happened. I don't know why we didn't do the show, but
I don't know
see
that,
if he
Fable.
remembers.
That was before my time.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I think that's the last one we have of Miss Firecracker. Oh, that one. Yep.
In the dressing room.
In the dressing room. Yep. Which have not changed in the remodel.
No.
That tampon
Unfortunately.
machine is still there. Empty. All right. This is a very interesting show that David told me about that you didn't remember. There's David in the middle. It's called. You have one memory. What was that you say?
The one memory, I sat on a stool and sang, "I will always love you." That's the only memory.
Solos are the
Yeah.
best. But what I understand is that the students workshopped this. You folks wrote it, and he, of course, has his doctorate in playwriting. And you workshopped it and then presented it as a main stage show. So that's pretty cool. If you can't read that, it says the up and down dating roller coaster and other fun rides. So I'm guessing everybody there was familiar with the subject matter.
I guess. Yeah.
Now, one of the last events at one of our landmarks here in LaSalle before it closed was at the Kaskaskia, and you tell us about it. It took place in the 1940s, but probably in 2001 again, right?
Yeah, 1940s radio show. This, I believe we did in place of the Magical Dinner. I did do 1 or 2 Magical Dinners before and I don't remember why. Maybe we were just changing it up. We ended up doing this 1940s radio show, and I think obviously 1940s, we sang all the songs, Don't Sit Under the Apple Tree,
Yep.
I think I still have some of the sheet music from this show, actually. And I think I sang Summertime as a solo. I did like a commercial. I don't remember the plot of the radio show. There was swing dancing going on.
Oh, sure.
So yeah.
And that is Rosie Walsh right behind you, I believe.
Yeah.
And interesting, this was one of the final things that ever happened at the Kaskaskia. And
Mhm.
then the gigantic New Year's Eve party at the Kaskaskia, and then Rosie Walsh's son's wedding was the last event at the
Oh,
Kaskaskia.
really?
So,
Oh my, I
yeah,
didn't realize
so
that.
Rosie, you're to
Wow.
blame for the place going to hell. All righty. Um,
Don't remember this being around Christmas time either. There's a Christmas tree in the
I
in the
know.
back.
I believe the actual show 1940s radio hour takes place at Christmas, but
Oh,
that's only a
okay.
cast of like 5, I think. Before we go on with your pictures, I want you to tell me about something very cool here. It was a virtual choir concert, and you
Yes.
posted it, and you take it from me.
So back after I graduated IVCC, I went to Northern Illinois University and I studied music there, and I was in concert choir. And Dr. Eric Johnson was our director, and that was the first time I was introduced to Eric Whitacre, who is a really prolific, beautiful composer of many wonderful choral pieces.
Yeah.
And so I just had that song that we sang in choir really stuck with me. And I sort of kind of followed him over the years. And I knew about these virtual choirs that he had put together before, but I don't think I ever thought I had the technology to do it. Or so this year during quarantine, Virtual Choir 6 shows up, and I'm like, I have time to do it. I have the technology to do it. So pretty much you sign up to do it, and you're given the sheet music digitally. You could print out. This website is just, they give you everything. They said, this is how you do it. This is how you record yourself. This is how you upload your videos. And it was just a really amazing experience. And yeah, there's Eric Whitacre.
Okay, we're going to take a listen to
Okay.
this. Oh, it's sticking. Wow. How many participants altogether?
Like 17,000.
It's incredible.
Small
It's
number.
beautiful. It's
I haven't
beautiful.
found myself yet, but my name is in the credits.
Got that. As long as your name's in the credits, that's the stuff. But from all over the world, 17,000
Yep.
people.
All over.
And you started to say, they give you the instructions and your
Mhm.
music and all that.
Yep.
But I asked you, I think, you recorded this by yourself, not with
Nope.
other parts.
No, so I plugged my headphones into my laptop. I recorded it on my phone. And so the YouTube video that they pre-recorded is Eric Whitacre conducting the piano version of it. And they tell you when to clap so that they know how to line everybody's voices up. and videos up. Yeah. I mean, it's an incredible process.
It's got to be, because just doing this that we do every Sunday night can
Yeah.
boggle us sometimes.
And I did it maybe back in May was the deadline. I can't
Wow.
remember. So, I mean, it was a couple months that it took to put all this together.
Well, I think that's what artists really need to strive to do right now. Is we can't be in the theaters, we can't be
Yep.
together safely at this point yet. So doing this virtual stuff is the way to go.
It
So-
is.
And that's 17,000 people. That's crazy. All righty, let's get back to IVCC, shall we?
Oh,
This
yeah.
is a show we got to actually do
Yeah.
and was supposed to come back, and we were just talking
Yeah.
to Reed about it. We were. I had the pleasure of being on stage with you for a change. You were my secretary, Deb, and I was the crabby boss at Greenway
Yeah.
Press.
Oh, this was so much fun.
Yeah, you got to be in charge of everybody.
I did.
Great people in there too. I want to
Oh
point
my
out that
gosh.
when a company is full of star power like this one was, that's what makes the show really awesome, I think. And
Oh yeah. I mean, everybody got along and
Yep.
everybody was just great. It was just absolutely fabulous.
but Tracy back there, I mean, professional singer. Patrick
Yeah.
is a great performer. I mean,
Oh
all
my
these
gosh,
people
so much
just
fun.
terrific. And you had lots of stage time with Buddy. That's cool.
Yes, yeah, and Natalie, and we both
Oh.
have been, I guess, music educators in the area, and this is the first show we did together.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Wow.
so I was happy to have shared the stage with her.
I had
too.
never worked with her either, and she played my wife. She was delightful.
Yeah.
There you are, hoofing it with Reed.
Oh, that was fun.
That was a great number.
That was so fun.
And yeah.
Chocolate Monster.
yeah, great picture. Great picture. Yeah, what a fun show that was to do with you.
So much fun.
I would do it again in the summer.
Absolutely.
So a feel-good show. A feel-good
Yeah.
show. Well, let's get on to your performance, shall we? What
All
have you
right.
prepared for us tonight that we're going to watch in stop motion, but we will hear the whole
Yeah.
track.
You'll hear me. I performed Wishing You Were Somehow Here Again. This is probably my favorite song from the Phantom of the Opera.
I think I would agree with you. All right, let's take a listen.
You were once my one companion. You were all that mattered. You were once a friend and father. Then my world was shattered. Wishing you were somehow here again. Wishing you were somehow near. Sometimes it seemed if I just dreamed, somehow you would be here.
Absolutely gorgeous, Megan. Just awesome. I I love to hear you sing. You come back, there you are.
Thank you. Thank you.
The freeze frame didn't bother me much, did it? Those soar. Here's what I admire. You hit those soaring notes sitting down.
Yeah.
That's a true pro.
Yeah. And I mean, it helped that I had pretty great acoustics. I was
Oh my
at
God.
at Maestro and Me recording that.
And I don't think we even mentioned that earlier. Maestro and Me is your academy. And
Yes, Stacey Konzak has Maestro and Me Music Academy in LaSalle, where I teach, and we are on Wright Street there in LaSalle.
I live on Wright Street, way up at the other end.
I don't know, well, we're down.
Yeah.
Right off
I'm
First Street.
Almost all the way to 11th Street, actually. It's right
Oh,
there.
okay.
Yeah, way up. So your studio, how are you doing lessons right now? Are you
So
doing-
I do go. I have a couple lessons I do once a week. Stacey was able to create these like, I don't know, fiber
barriers?
things,
Yeah.
plexiglass.
Yeah.
And I have done some virtual lessons, which was interesting.
Yeah, how's that go
An
for you?
interesting challenge, but I actually ended up working out, for its purpose. So
Again, I was so happy to actually get to be on stage with you. You're always a delight to work with as a music
Thank you.
director. No drama. This woman, no drama, ever.
Unless it's on the stage.
Unless it's on the stage. You got that right. Megan, I'm going to say goodbye to you for now. Your song was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Yep, and you're going to come back and see us in a little bit.
See you soon.
Okay. Wow, goosebumps. She always knocks it out of the park. We did a show, I guess it was last fall, excuse me, before Elf, called Broadway Backwards, and Megan sang To Dream the Impossible Dream. Men sang women's songs, women sang men's songs, obviously. And wow, stop the show every night. All right, this next young man that we've got with us tonight, I always love working with him. Again, never any drama. I prefer my people that way. And I finally got to be on stage. Well, I've been on stage with him twice, but I've directed him a lot. Let's say hello to Jake Jakowski. Jake, you coming?
Hello.
Hey, hi, Jake.
Hello.
Your hair's long again.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. My mom is very unhappy about that.
But you go through a lot of different styles. You're all
Yes, I
trendy and
do.
hip, and then you're kind
I
of
try.
rocking the Jesus look there.
Oh, thank you. Bless you.
Yeah. Now you are an IVCC alum. Oh, thank you for that. I just got it. I'm slow tonight. You are an IVCC alumni.
Yes, I am.
And what year was your last technical year there?
My last technical year then, I think, was 2011. Yeah, 2011. So I started in 2009, stayed there for 2 years, and transferred out.
Right. We missed you when you transferred out, when you came back to the area. We
Uh-huh.
luckily got you back, and
Yeah.
you're a regular on our stage always. Here's this guy, I will tell you, I don't usually even have to direct. I might give him this much of an idea, and he takes it and runs with it, and you're always such a joy to watch,
Thank you.
especially during the rehearsal process, because do you like the rehearsal process?
Oh, I love the rehearsal process.
I thought so. I know. I've always been kind of impatient, and then when I was working professionally, we were knocking out 12 shows a week. We would be in rehearsal for the next show while we were playing that. This was at the Dinner Theater. And the last couple weeks, the schedule got a little lighter, like only 8 shows a week. But then we'd have like 2 or 3 weeks to put the next major musical together. And I kind of like that because I'm one of those people that the rehearsal process, except for the mechanics of everything, I'm very impatient. I'd rather just cut to doing the show, which I know is impossible. Let's revisit some of your stuff here. You do a lot of improv. Do you like improv?
I love improv.
Oh.
I was supposed to be this summer. I was supposed to be teaching an improv class with Patrick, who we mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
over at the community center that opened up in LaSalle. But yeah, with everything going on, it's just been,
Well, you and Patrick are great improvers. I think we're going kind of way back here.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
2009. I can tell by the Thundercats belt buckle.
So this
Yep.
is a, you told me, I think this is just a regular improv rehearsal.
Yeah, that was back when Matt Bain ran improv with
Oh,
Dr.
yeah,
Peter. Yep.
yeah. Yep. He always assisted David on that.
Mm-hmm.
There you are, not being dramatic at all.
Yeah.
But look at that. They let you on the stage for this one.
Yes, they did. I think that one was for a Halloween show that we ended up doing. We did it in tandem with show choir that year, and
Okay.
had that one is definitely not dating game, but we did a lot of different
I think I remember that. That was like one of the early Terror in the Isles Halloween show.
That was back before we called it Terror in the Isles.
I know, you're right. God knows what we called it. We're thinking about doing that again online this fall. That's one we could do, on virtually anyway. You've done a couple kids shows. Oh, well, speaking of the improv, you took the master improv class with Howard Johnson.
No, I
you
did not, unfortunately. No, that was the year after I transferred out, and
Oh, yeah.
I did get to see the show though.
But you did perform in our improv troupe that we had at the Follies, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I'm getting it because so did Howard, so it must have been two different time frames there. Alrighty. Kids theater. We used to do kids theater, and we would take it out to, this one is at the Mansion.
Yeah.
Dr. Keister wrote this one, Grunella, the Story Stealer. Wow, those prices are outrageous. $5, $2, $8. But this was at the Hegler Karras Mansion. This was kind of a twisted story about the evil Grunella. That's her scowling with the black wig, my buddy Christy, at Trisha, who was the storyteller. And there you are. Who are you?
I played Wesley, the storyteller's assistant. Okay. And my job was to try to make things as least chaotic as possible as a character, and there were a lot of hijinks and a lot of loss of control in the narrative itself, and it was just a lot of fun.
That was
up there. That was my first time on stage with Emily. Yeah.
Yep. There she is as Snow White. In case you don't recognize her, she's still Snow White. She just drifted a little bit. In case you're wondering what that character bottom left is, there was a magic mirror, I think.
Yeah.
Came to life, right?
And a
now, was this the show where, I know you're not supposed to talk about the Karras Mansion like it's haunted, but was this the show where the lights blacked out every single night at the same time?
They might have. I'm unfazed by these things, so.
Well, maybe David and I were the only ones carrying the panic, but we did many shows because we couldn't seat that many people, and every night.
Every night at the same time the lights would black out.
Because we'd do like a late afternoon show and a early evening show, and we did multiple days. And every time he'd get up to make his speech and welcome people, the lights would all black out. And we were running different wires and different cords. And the next show is like, it'll work. And then it did at the same time. So we decided it was one of the Karrases or Heglers saying hi to us. All right. Tell us about this. This is another show that Dr. Keister wrote.
So this is Legacy. This was part of the reason why I went back to school for history of all things. But yes, this was bits and pieces of the Civil War that, with the focal point of being LaSalle County and the surrounding area. So you had my character, General William Wallace, who was from the Ottawa area. You had Wild Bill, I think. He was from Troy Grove, born in Troy Grove.
In the blue dress there, that's Elizabeth. She was Ann Dickey Wallace. I remember
Yes,
that.
she was. Yes, she was. And but if it was just a really good piece of local history, and so much of it, like it goes back to the Chautauquas that would happen, which were like big, kind of like political festivals, where people would, share philosophy, share ideas, and
Right. Usually presented in a tent or something, from what I understand.
exactly, yeah. So it was really fun. It was one of the first times I ever played anything that had kind of more of an emotional pull to it.
Right.
Reading General William Wallace's actual letters home to his wife, it was hard not to be moved every night. So.
Oh, no kidding. No kidding. This was a really cool idea and show. We were very busy this fall. I want to say, wasn't this also the fall of Ruthless or something like that? I don't know. There were a bunch of shows going on during this time, but we needed to put something in because the college brought in the traveling Lincoln exhibit. So I think the subtitle of this was A Love Story in the Shadow of Lincoln, right?
Yes.
Something like
yes,
that.
but
Now, first time that I actually was on stage with you, is that next? I've lost my place here. Oh yeah, Sugar Babies. Remember that?
yes, I do. That was a lot of fun. There's Alex Guerrero and Chase. And yeah.
Yeah. We all look kind of scared there. Yeah, what a fun show.
It was the first time I ever got on stage and did like waka waka stuff. It was so much
and it was open to improv completely because it was burlesque, and we were all the comics, and also had to sing and dance and tap dance and all that stuff. But what fun, because we would just go way off the rails almost every night, but without stretching it too much. We have a group shot of this, or I've lost my place again. No, just the guys. That's okay. All right. One of my favorite things that you have done on the college stage coming up here, I'm going to let you tell us all about him. What do we got here, Chad?
All right. That was my dreams and nightmares fulfilled all in one character. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to play a villain, either in a movie or on television or on stage, because villains looked like they had the most fun.
They do. Playing the bad guy is fun.
Exactly. And that is Mr. Dark, me as Mr. Dark. And I drew those terrible pictures of the boys on my hand with mascara the hours before showtime.
Right. Well, and it was a quick flash. The audience didn't know, but it's a good likeness of both of them.
Those bad tattoos.
Oh, and there's Steve. Wow, what a great guy. He played the father of one of the boys.
Fantastic.
And you were actually the embodiment of the devil.
Yeah. Yeah. The father of all baddies. Yeah.
We went through a lot of flash paper. That's where you were torturing him and giving him chest paints and stuff without ever touching it. You were scary. Every actor in that show said, he's so scary to be on stage with. He's so good.
Thank you.
And then I'd get on,
they'd be like, how do you go from that?
I know. But I did learn not to talk too much before the show or during, just because you had to go to a really dark spot to play this guy.
Yeah, he required some digging. I don't. Yeah.
You know what? Chad just reminded me that we haven't even mentioned what the title of the show is. This was Ray Bradbury's "Something Wicked This Way Comes." And this is a lot darker than the Disney version, although that was very, very dark. But I came across this just kind of happen chance, and I thought this would be a good Halloween show instead of Terror in the Aisles for you. And it sure was. People love this, and the cast was awesome. I mean, a creepy circus. You can't go wrong, right?
Yeah.
All right. A year ago, well, a little over a year ago now. We were doing the biggest seller of any event that the college had ever had, with a great title we've already talked about. Bob John said, I love Jake in this. He was so amazing.
Thank
Mamma Mia. We did Mamma Mia, and you were Pepper.
Yes,
right?
yes, I was.
You had a lot of stage time in this. That was fun.
Yeah,
there we
there's
are.
me and Deb Torrey. Hi, Deb
You and
Torrey,
Deb.
if you're still watching.
She's
Love you.
watching. Yeah,
too.
that was fun. I know you were on the make with everybody. But what a fun show.
Oh I don't even like ABBA. Okay, like I love disco. I don't like ABBA, but like that show, it forces you to like ABBA, whether you like it or not. And it was just so much fun.
It
Absolutely,
really does.
a blast.
I knew their songs. I mean, I'm from that era, but I never would like buy an album or anything. But this show, the way they're presented in the context of it, yeah, you're forced to like it. You're forced to want to sing along, and which the
pop along and yeah,
and the finale. Oh my God, Megamix. I'm not a fan. Okay, I know I'm probably going to get comments, but I'm not a huge fan of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. I think it tries really hard to be hip and all that stuff. And my daughter absolutely loves the show, and she would play the score nonstop. And I became a fan of the music, and so we went to see it someplace. And I'm like, nope, still don't like the show, but love the music. So I'm different twist. Deb Torrey just said she's loving tonight's show. Everybody's great, and she loves and misses you, Pepper.
hello.
We got a surprise coming up on that too. All right, and then last fall, of course, was Elf, and everybody with us tonight, except for Emily, was a part of that show. And you cracked me up, and I had the great pleasure of being on stage with you again as your boss. From Elf.
Yes. Steal Christmas.
Yes. I mean, we were kind of the bad guys in this big time. Now that looks like an interested pose, but I was holding the table so you wouldn't fall off. There's Patrick. We were talking about him earlier. You guys played off of each other so well.
Yeah.
What were your names in this? Do you remember?
We had, so I combined two names. There was James Chadwick and man, who was Patrick?
I don't know.
I feel really bad because those were the guys, they were named after the people who did the music and lyrics for the show.
Right. And my character only called your characters by their very last name. And I always got you two confused, and I felt so bad because you'd respond no matter what. And I thought, honestly,
it would have been in character anyway.
I know. I kind of thought. And that last scene, a Christmas story, that was a ball. Let's get back to Halloween. You like Halloween, I like Halloween. And our Halloween shows have always been a hit. And you have always been a mainstay. How many Terror in the Aisles plus improv name that we can't remember do you think you've done? 8?
Maybe 4 or 5.
Really? Oh,
I took a long hiatus. I took at least a 3 hiatus. Yeah.
I guess you took the hiatus and I kept doing them, so that could have played into it. But Jake, you are always such an awesome storyteller, and this is what I was saying earlier. I could always give Jake something and say, go with it. And so for tonight, for what he's prepared for us, it's a little different. It's not a song, it's not a dance. And I said, how about you do this story? And he goes, which one? I said, I don't care, I trust you. So I didn't see it till after he recorded it. So you want to tell us a little bit about any setup here?
So yeah, the story I got is actually a song that I performed as a monologue called the Hearse Song from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. And gosh, I think I heard the song way back in 2013, and it just, I don't know. I was like, what if gravedigger like was screaming at you from a cemetery, rambling about a hearse or something, and that's where the inspiration behind this monologue.
Really, you had never heard this when you were a little kid?
No, never.
Oh, I did when I was a little kid.
Mhm.
I was a chicken, so it scared me. Anyway, so this is what's it called? The hearse.
The hearse song, yeah.
The hearse song, but it's a dramatic monologue. So here's Jake.
Don't ever laugh as a hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in a big white sheet, from your head down to your feet. They put you in a big black box and cover you up with dirt and rocks. And all goes well for about a week. And then your coffin begins to leak. And the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. The worms play pinochle on your snout. They'll eat your eyes, they'll eat your nose, they'll eat the jelly between your toes. A big ringworm with rolling eyes crawls in your stomach and out your thighs. Your stomach turns a slimy green and pours out like whipping cream. You spread it on a slice of bread and that's what you eat when you're dead. And the worms crawl out, the worms crawl in. The worms that crawl in are lean and thin. The ones that crawl out are fat and stout. Your eyes fall in and your hair falls out. Your brain comes tumbling down your snout. And the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. They crawl all over your dirty snout. Your chest caves in and your eyes pop out. And your brain turns to sauerkraut. There. They invite their friends and their friends too. They all come down to chew on you. This is what it is to die. I hope you have a nice goodbye. Did you ever think, as a hearse goes by, that you may be the next to die? Your eyes fall out, and your teeth decay, and that is the end of a perfect day.
Bravo.
I just want to give a shout out to Reed for like editing that and
Mhm.
that thunder at the end. Ooh.
And that was recorded in 2 different places. You recorded it and he toasted all the effects. That was cool. Well, we've already got 1 act for the Halloween show if we do that online this year.
Ooh.
Jake, you're always like I said go with it. Find something. I didn't even need to preview. I always trust him. Jake, I adore you as a performer. I really do. And I'm so glad you're still part of the IVCC family.
Thank you. And I adore working for you guys and getting to work with you guys. And it's always a blessing. I miss it dearly.
Oh, I know. We all do. But see, this gives us a chance to connect. And somebody, I don't know who Megan H is, but she commented as soon as your video started, I'm already unsettled. Haha.
Thank you, Megan
That's
A.
good. All right. Jake, I'm going to say so long to you for now. Come back in a little bit here. We're all going to talk in a chat because I got one more performer to go here tonight. And it's somebody that I have directed and been on stage with a couple, well, I can't remember, one or two times. But I've seen her on other stages as well. This girl always knocks it out of the park. Our audiences love her. And last spring, you saw her as our Sophie, playing my daughter possibly my daughter, in Mamma Mia. Please welcome Emily Hank Pytel. I'm using your middle name so that people know.
Hi,
Hi,
that's
Em.
okay. Hi, Don.
Yeah. How are you, darling?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. How are you?
I'm thrilled you're here too. Everybody that's on this screen tonight is somebody that I have absolutely loved working with.
And me as well. I mean, I've worked with each and every one of these great people, and I've loved every single moment of it.
I know. Everybody's good. I think that's the key to a good show is the diva thing at our theater, at least, we just don't have it. People come in, they realize everybody's important, from company to principal to the technicians to the people changing the scenes, and it's like, oh, this is how this place is. Okay. We're
Definitely.
good.
I agree. I feel like we're all like very close and very good friends, and it's just one big, great IVCC family, no matter what student or community member comes in. So
I know. We try to make everybody feel welcome, and I'm always happy to welcome you to the stage. What year did you start at IVCC?
I started in 2012, but my first show was that spring, so it would be 2013.
Okay. Xanadu, right?
Or Xanadu, yes.
It was Xanadu. I love this show. There's the poster, and that's you there.
Yeah, that's me. It's definitely one of my favorite shows to this day, for sure.
It really is fun. The fact that so many people really hadn't seen the movie, but got a kick out of this. But if you had seen the movie, it was just the goofiest spoof. It was disco, obviously. There you are on roller skates, and I just have to point out, this is not the IVCC stage. During one of the remodels, we were doing our shows at the Little Theater at St. Bede. So this was challenging. You know what? I want to bring this back so that you guys can roller skate on our huge stage at IV.
Yes, I feel the same way. I feel like this show almost got ripped off in a sense, because we did it at the Little Theater in St. Bede, and it was such a small stage. So that was the most challenging part, was having to roller skate and maneuver on roller skates in such a small space. So
it was nice. The house was packed every night.
Yeah,
but, Still.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay.
Oh, I love that picture.
I need to explain something now. You two young ladies that have been here tonight, Ashley and now you, I have played a love interest. Now, both times it was not in an inappropriate way. With Ashley, I was the sleazeball casino owner that was just using her for her talent, and she dumps me quickly. And in this one, your love interest is actually, I can't remember the character name, but you're a muse that comes from Mount Olympus and comes down. And there was a 40s section, and you visit me in my office, and I realized you're the girl that I was in love with back. Kitty, back in the 40s.
Kitty was my name, yeah.
Right. So as wild, and that's our kiss, our big kiss. Because in the script it said that, they have a big kiss, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm 55 years old or whatever I was there. We'll do it behind that. What a good show. And we got some more. Oh, and there's Andrew.
Oh, there's Andrew. Yeah.
He played. I'll be damned if I can remember the character's name.
Sunny.
That's it.
Yeah.
And all of our Grecian muse sisters back there. And I do want to point out that second from the right there, that is John Eppert.
John. Yep. And Jessica's back there, I see.
And Jessica. But it's written that they're all sisters, but there's always one guy in it for no reason. But he was a riot.
He was so funny.
Yep. Oh,
I love that picture.
There's the crew. There's you in that big blonde wig, and Norm on the right, Norm Engstrom. He played Zeus for us, and Dr. Keister there, and man, I don't know what's going on with my hair. It must be after a show.
It was after the show. Yeah.
Yeah. And there we are on the campus at St. Bede. I always thought I was going to burst into flames somehow. Obviously, was this a spring show?
This was spring 2013. And I was kind of bummed because I had never performed on IVCC stage, and that Xanadu was supposed to be my first show on IVCC stage, and unfortunately it never happened. But the next year for Gypsy it did. But
the next year, I was going to say, you made up for it big time, because the next spring you played the title character in Gypsy, playing Gypsy Rosalie.
Yeah.
Great poster. We used
that
to have
was
those
that was an awesome poster.
Look at you.
I don't even look the same.
I know. Brunette. This was a show where I didn't think I'd be having conversations with somebody about, well, I mean, I did in the professional world, but this, I was like, okay, so Do your pasties work for you? And you're
How
like,
are they how are they holding up tonight?
yeah, how are those pasties doing for you? You're a great gypsy. And
Thanks, Tom.
now there's the whole cast. And what's challenging about that part for people who know this show or don't, you started out young in the show and fairly untalented, and then you blossom into Gypsy Rose Lee there at the end. At the
Yes. And
finale
something
of the
that was
show.
neat is my little cousin Olivia, she actually played the role of baby Louise. So it was
That's
kind of neat.
right.
It stayed in the family. Yeah. And so
There
she was,
is next to Reed, right?
yeah, she is, yep, looks like to the right of, well, Reed's, that would be
Yeah.
Reed's left. So yeah, Yep.
What a great show. And
that was a
in
great
the
show.
lobby. In the lobby afterwards, you looking gorgeous as Gypsy, as
Oh.
always.
Oh, thanks, Tom. Yeah, it was such a fun show. And it was a fun transformation to, start off the character as Louise, and she was timid and very quiet and shy, and then to blossom into this
Right.
big, outrageous, I guess burlesque. I don't want to say stripper, but burlesque
Yeah.
star. And she owned the stage. So it was really fun to play her.
It's always been one of my favorite shows. It really has. It's what a lot of people call the perfect musical with the great story, and it goes against type. There is no big finale end production number. It's Rose doing Rose's turn. And Karen Lessman played your mom, Mama Rose,
Yeah.
who is phenomenal.
She was awesome as Rose. Yep.
I love that show. I would happily direct that again. That I have directed it many times, and I've been Herbie, I think, twice in it. Not a part I love. Needed to
Oh,
do
you
it
did a
those
great
couple
Herbie,
times.
though. Yeah.
Now,
Although
the
our
first
Gary was good too. Our Gary was
Gary
great.
was good.
Herbie.
first time I did it, I didn't have anybody older do it, and I don't think I was even 40 yet. So I grade my well. Okay, this is my natural color since I was like 30. So I just let it grow.
I love it. I was gonna say I love it like that, Don. It looks great.
Since I was 30, man, though my hair's not gray, but my beard is. And so I went to the hairdresser. I said, "This is a 4-month run. Can you just dye my hair gray?" And I looked in the mirror every morning and go, "Ooh, all right, well." Now I'm like, whatever. I'm
Just own
60,
it. Yeah.
I'm 65. I'm entitled. All right. Got a video for you here to take a look
Oh
at.
man.
I think
don't know what's
a
coming.
lot of people will recognize this.
Okay. I have no idea what this is gonna be.
Surprise.
The songs I'm singing, thanks for all the joy they're bringing. Who could live without it? I ask in all honesty, what would life be without a song or a dance? What are we? So I say thank you for the music, for giving it to me. So I say thank you for the music.
For giving it to me.
Aw,
That was a great scene. That was a
Here's-
fun scene to learn too.
3 dads. Who do you think? Which of us did you think was your actual dad? Did you have a theory?
Oh man, there was we kind of got really logical with it one day and sat out and actually picked one. I always secretly, I thought it was you. I think Sophie would think it was you for the longest time,
Yeah.
or Sam. I really think in the end, I don't know. I think either Sam. Oh, it's so hard. I don't think it was Harry.
Yeah, I don't think it was Harry either. It was
I
either
think it was
Sam
Ron.
or
I think it was Ron's character. I think
yeah.
she.
Ron had a theory on it too.
Yes,
Somebody,
and he did, and it was a logical theory, and I can't remember
Mm-hmm.
what we talked about.
it's like you hoped it was one person, you were most like another person. You know what? We're gonna do a family reunion with the moms and dads, and hopefully you from Mamma
Awesome.
Mia coming up here real soon. So we'll ask him then. Excuse me. Okay, and that's the opening. I love this shot.
Oh, I love, and our set was so amazing for this show. So that is such a cool shot of our set
Yeah.
too.
The photographs don't even do it justice.
No, it doesn't. It was.
There you are with Ashley and
Aw,
your two
Ashley
bridesmaids.
and Alexis, which they were fun. They were fun to work with too.
They were. And uh, this is very funny. That's Debbie Torrey on the left and Melanie Maskell in the middle.
Hi,
She
I don't know if you're still watching, but
played.
and then there's
But-
Melanie. They were everyone in this cast. It was such a blast. It was one of the most like fun shows to put on.
It was really a pleasure to do that. This slide is titled Plastic Surgery because that's where she says, I don't think you recognize me, Tanya, there, Debbie. And she says, yeah, all that plastic surgery. What else we got here? Oh, there you are with Ron McCutcheon.
Aw. Hi, Ron. I don't know if you're watching.
This was a very weird number to stage, that bachelorette party where the dads weren't supposed to hear you, but
Yeah.
except unless they were talking to you. And that was a rough one to stage. And then I went through sleepless nights trying to figure out how to do this one that Chad had coming up next, the nightmare scene.
Oh, this was an awesome scene. This turned out to
Yeah.
be so cool.
And you know what? It's one I had thrown the towel in on. I thought, I don't know what to do with this. I'm going to put them in black robes. We're going to do formations. We're going to lift her. We're going to have spooky bridesmaids. And it worked out great. Everybody's like, love that scene.
Yeah. It was the Act 2 opener. So it was cool to come into that. It was different.
And they never
than
dropped you.
anything.
And they
No.
never dropped you. I was proud.
And they
of
never dropped me.
you. There's you and Kelly Johnson playing your mom,
Oh,
Donna.
hi Kelly. I don't know if she's watching. This was an emotional
Jeez.
scene. Every night I had a little tear in my eye just because I don't know. Kelly is such a great actress and it
Yeah.
really hit home too. Like just thinking about back from my wedding day with my mom, and
Right.
it was an emotional scene.
And you would come off all weepy, and I was in the wings, and you'd high five me.
Yep. You were right behind the bed. Yeah.
I was, because I had an entrance next. This always got to me. That's your leaving scene with Joey there, your fiance, and the dads, and your mom.
Oh, and Mark's there too. I don't know if you guys are watching. Hi Joey. Hi Mark. Yeah,
Mark,
that's
yeah.
this was an emotional scene too. This was a great
Yeah.
ending scene.
Such a fun show. We keep saying such a fun
know.
show where you leave the island. Kelly is watching. She said it was very emotional. All right.
And
Well, go ahead.
about the show, like I don't know if everyone knows this, but I had laryngitis the week before we opened, which it was my worst nightmare because I had always dreamed about doing Mamma Mia. I grew up watching it in a movie, and then my husband Kyle and I, we had 3 years prior to that, we had seen it at the Paramount, and I was just like in awe of the live production. And
Yeah.
I remember thinking, I can't wait. I want to do this whenever it comes to the area. And I was so lucky that you guys did it. And I was so excited that IBCC was putting it on. And then I lost my voice like the week before, and I thought, my dream role, I'm never going to get this back. And yeah, it was hard. Lots of, not talking at work and tea.
I remember it well. You carried around a little whiteboard
Yeah.
to communicate, not with your lines, but then, Chad, we're going to have you turn on your microphone here in a second because this is hysterical.
Oh, yeah.
There's Chad,
Hello.
Hi, Dad.
who was in the booth running our music and pretty much running the show for us on that one. And for an entire week, because Emily was on vocal rest, we'll do something easy. Emily, I want you to mouth,
Okay.
let's see, how are you tonight?
Okay.
And Chad, you're going to do what you used to do for
Okay.
the microphone. Ready on the count of three. One,
Ready.
2, 3.
How are you tonight?
Thank you, Chad.
You're welcome.
And I think like scenes with Joey as Sky as the love interest, it was hard not to break because he would crack up. Oh, everyone on stage would crack up just hearing
I know.
Chad's voice come out of my mouth. And
I
it was
know. And
funny.
if you remember, my buddy Eric Chambliss, who was on the first episode of this, was on tour with Jersey Boys. He was home and he came to see a dress rehearsal, and you still didn't have your voice back.
No, that's
And
right.
so Chad was mouthing your part through the whole night. And Eric's like, so is she good?
Yeah.
Of course she is. You want to hear something funny? My daughter, Lexi, who assistant choreographed with me on that, she directed and choreographed it in Peoria later that summer. And then she called and said, Dad, I need a favor. And I wound up playing Sam again. And the Sophie down there the week before it opened was on vocal rest.
Oh.
So I figured it must be me. It must be me.
Oh, it's not. No,
I know.
I remember I had a cold the week before I lost my voice, and I knew better than this, but I pushed my voice too much during rehearsals when my voice was already hoarse from my cold, and it just went out.
But if we're gonna go back to Xanadu real quickly, you and I learned the secret potion because you got hoarse during Xanadu.
Yes.
I got hoarse during Xanadu. And folks, if you ever need to talk for a while or sing and your voice is very scratchy, you drink half apple cider vinegar and half honey.
I can still taste it in my mouth. It's like the most repulsing thing ever, but it works. And it is
really
like the
was.
magic potion.
And the only good thing about it was you and I had some close scenes, and it's like, well, I know my breath smells just like her breath right now.
We both smell like apple cider vinegar, like
I
sweet
know.
apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, the honey didn't really help all that much.
No.
Well, Emily, I'm always impressed by your creativity too. You were scheduled to play Elle Woods in Legally Blonde this spring.
Yes, I'm so upset. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I've definitely lost some tears over it, but what can you do?
Someday.
Sucks. It's been my ultimate dream role, but hopefully someday we get to put it back on. So, and
here's hoping.
Here's hoping.
I don't want to do it though with plastic dividers and
I know. I don't.
Well, something good will happen eventually. It's got 2020 sucks. I mean, I read something that said, remember how we stayed up till midnight and blew horns to welcome in 2020? Don't ever do that. Well, we're giving you a chance to perform tonight. So tell me what you have prepared for tonight.
I have prepared a Little Mermaid song. So it's from The Little Mermaid the musical. It's called The World Above. And I love The Little Mermaid the musical. I've seen it a couple times on stage, and it's a shorter song, so I thought it would be perfect for tonight. Just short and sweet and to the point.
All right, let's roll it.
Okay.
That was so pretty. And you brought your own set. I'll turn your video back under.
Yeah, sorry.
There you go.
Sorry,
That's
there's a little lag.
We're very high tech here.
Thank you. Yes. I forgot to shut off my video, so Chad must have stopped it.
It cracked me up when Chad sent me everybody's tape, and I looked at that and I'm like, of course she's going to be in a pool. Now, did you have a mermaid tail on?
I did not have a mermaid tail. I had I had a purple swimming suit top, which was strapless like Ariel. So I thought that was good enough, but
No clamshells.
no clamshells. But what was funny is Ashley and I, we had met up for lunch and we were talking about what we could do. And she's like, let's run to Target and let's see if they have a mermaid like raft you could float on. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, there was no mermaid raft, but
That's right. It was beautiful. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
that. Stay on. We want to bring everybody back.
okay.
Come on back, everyone. Deb Torrey said she loved that so much. Don't forget the holy water from Lourdes that gave you your voice back.
Oh, yes, that's right, Deb. Deb was the sweetest human being for doing that. That really, I do believe that helped me too, Deb. So I can't thank you enough for that.
Hey, everybody, welcome back.
Hello.
There.
Hello.
Look at this. We're 2/3 of the Brady Bunch. We have to look at each other now.
Yeah.
You guys all did such a great job tonight. Thank you so much for
Thank
letting
you.
me tell us.
Thank you for
Thank
having us
you.
on.
Oh, our pleasure. Want to chat a little bit. Last week, somebody brought up stuff that happened backstage that obviously was a mistake or a fail or on stage or whatever. And what an interesting show that would make. I don't know if it would make a whole show, but Ashley, you were, and Ashley, I forgot to mention that you too are in on that magic potion for your throat, the vinegar and honey.
Yeah, that has helped me more times than I can say.
I know. I reorganized the pantry and I'm like, oh my God, we have like 8 honeys out here and all this apple cider vinegar. I wonder why. Oh, that's right. That's right. Anyway, Ashley, you were telling us about your wig, you walking and the wig not walking. Anybody else got anything that's memorable that's happened to you that cracked you up or humiliated you or anything like that?
Oh, man.
Or if you want more.
Oh, well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. There is another. During I did producers at Angle Lane,
Right.
and I played Ula. And there's that, she does her song, and she does "Now Ula Belt." After I said it, I burped. No, I burped and then I belted, and I was freaking out. I'm like, but everyone told me they didn't. So I was like, oh, okay.
People always say they didn't notice. They noticed.
But the joke was "Now Ula Belch," and then.
I'm sorry, I missed that one.
I know.
I was doing Singing in the Rain. I have many, having been decades and decades doing this, but we were doing Singing in the Rain at the dinner theater, and there was like a lower lip in front of the main stage that we could step out onto and play scenes while the main closed and they changed scenery. And it was a dinner theater, and there was we call it the pit below. There were like giant banquet tables. And Ron Kimbrell, who was a great friend of mine and so funny, and my wife at the time, Diane, she was Kathy, I was Gene Kelly, and Ron was the Donald O'Connor part. And we had a nice small little light scene on the lip of the stage that had to go on for like 2 minutes. And somebody, again, I mentioned this is dinner theater, somebody in the audience right below us farted so badly that we all started looking at each other. And then we heard another one. And all we did was go and try to say our lines. And we all, as one, this little triad of people, kind of moved all the way to the other side of the lip. Sadly, it followed us, but we got off stage and we were laughing. So I'm just glad it wasn't me. How about you, Reed?
Actually, I had one at Paramount when we were doing. If you remember, we had that like cabaret vaudeville number where we came in as like gangsters.
I love
and
that.
Right before that, we had a quick change into those costumes. So we took off. I think I had a thing of jeans, a coat, a sweater, and a hat, and I had to take off those boots that I was wearing and put on a trench coat, black dress pants, and tap shoes in like a minute. Then we had to get right back into that for the scene where he beats the crap out of me. So I had to take all that stuff off, put it back on. Well, one night I didn't get my shoe on all the way. and I have to jump off of a 6-foot fence before the scene. So I jumped off, and the shoe kind of bent over when I landed. And when he tackled me, I kicked my leg up, and my shoe went like halfway up into the air, flew across, and then landed down on the stage. And the kid who was playing Dill, who was my buddy, actually had to run and grab my shoe while we were running off stage. But
Yeah, that stuff makes it so goofy and fun.
oh yeah,
I think in Elf, I screwed everybody on this screen up except Emily. We're in that with us when somebody was talking to me backstage about something
Oh,
during.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I got that on video actually.
Really?
Because I was like, I'm gonna I have it on my phone. Because I thought, oh, I love the part when you come and interrupt them, and Bob had a funny bit and you call him out. I loved it, so I was gonna record it just to show everyone. And that happened to be the one that you just didn't enter, and everyone was like, "Let's dance." No, I'll send it to
For a
you.
really long time too.
Yeah.
And all I did was like lose my time, I don't know. And somebody asked me a question backstage. And as the director, you always feel compelled to make that a priority. And the number was, what was it, Megan?
just like him.
Just like him. And they get real crazy in the office, and I come out and catch them, and they all freeze. And so I'm backstage, taking the coat off and stuff because my break wasn't that long. And all of a sudden it got very quiet out there. And I'm like, well, what the hell is going on? And then I realized, oh, I was supposed to interrupt him like 2 minutes ago, but everybody ad-libbed. Did it nicely. I'll tell you about a costume function I had. A dear friend of mine who still friends, she probably doesn't want to be named in this. I was doing a production of Dames at Sea, and we were talking back in the dark ages. And we were in, I can't remember the facility, but it was not air conditioned, going back to the heat in the summer. And at the end, where the sailors, there's 3 sailors and 3 women, and they got married at the end. And after a tap show, and the costumer made our sailor middies out of satin, which doesn't breathe, and I'm not even much of a sweater. But this friend of mine, was my dresser who would help me get out of the midi and into the, tuxedo for the wedding scene. And it was a very quick change. And one night it was hot, and I was just soaked. And our plan was, our plan was that I would come off stage, and I would pull the midi up, and she would put her thumbs in the elastic waist of the pants, pull them down, and then she had everything to step in. And one night it was exceptionally hot. I pulled the midi up and got caught in it like this and couldn't get it back over my head. In the meantime, because I was hot, she tried to get her thumbs into my waistband, and she successfully did that along with my underwear. And she's always on her knees in front of me, ready to do the quick change. And I felt it was a little breezier than usual, but I couldn't tell because I was in the midi. And I heard, oh my God, oh, and then retreating footsteps. And I'm like, somebody? We're still friends. Hey, we got some videos to share with you. Let me see what we got coming up here. Just a few. Most of you are involved there. Okay. Everybody here except Jake. Megan, I guess. We're involved with Mamma Mia, one of our biggest hits. And Chad has a little video from that I think one of our viewers is really going to like. Maybe. Oops, I skipped ahead, didn't I?
Dance with your honey, if you think it's funny, don't your mother know that you're out. And I can chat with you, baby, learn a little maybe, don't your mother know that you're out. Take it easy, better slow down, girl, there's no way to go, does your mother know? Take it easy, better cool it, girl, play it nice and slow, does your mother know? I can dance with your honey, if you think it's funny, don't your mother know
was a great number.
That was a great number.
That was Jake. That was you soloing there with Deb through most of that. That was
Yep.
Deb Torre as Tanya, for those of you watching. Hi, Deb. We missed
Hi, Deb.
you. But Ashley, you were my dance captain for that show, as you are for many of the shows.
Yes. The job that I love, honestly. I love it.
I know. You know what? Ashley took my directing class several years ago, and you had a real flair. I told you should look at that as well because you have a real eye for that.
Yeah. I'm working my way there. I'm like, I don't want to like do anything. I'm like working my way.
I know, a little bit at a time. But what a fun show. I think we've covered all that. In a couple weeks here, we're going to have a, excuse me, Mamma Mia family reunion. I've got all the parents to commit. So Emily, you in?
I'm in. I can't
Okay,
wait.
cool. All right. I realize I screwed Chad up with the videos. We're going to save that for last, but we got two quick other ones. Okay, now everybody on the screen except Emily, I was right this time, we're involved with ELF last semester, which actually tied in sales of Mamma Mia. I thought, it'll do, well, but I didn't expect two complete sellouts for us for 2 shows in a row. But we got a little video from that. First one is Christmas Always Gets in the Way. So this features you, Megan.
Yeah, Megan.
Yeah.
I am swamped. I got no time. Isn't that right, Deb?
Yes, Mr. Hubster, a very busy day. 1 p.m. meeting with the staff, lecture them on the board's behalf and condemn giving workers hard
My
time.
job has many facets.
1:15, cut our pension size, reconvene with the union guys in between. Close our Delaware branch.
And liquidize their assets.
Choose a date for the meeting with global freight.
Try the 25th.
Walter, wait. My words are meant.
See? Christmas always gets in the
What a fun number.
That number was so fun because I had to constantly be on read watch because he was like all over the place. Buddy was like trying to get your attention and I was trying to like push him back. And during rehearsal, he would like creep up towards you because I would have forgotten, like, oh my gosh, you have to pay attention to read. Be like, go back. It was a lot of fun. He kept me on my toes. He kept me on my toes, Reed.
I changed it every night for you,
You
too.
did. You did.
He kept me on my toes too. One night during a performance, I came home into the apartment scene. He came running to hug me like he usually does and body checked me. And
Yep.
he and Michael and I all fell on the floor. And
And then I knocked you over, and when I
Yeah.
tried to pull you up, I fell on top of you. That's what it was.
what Dylan do? Just, well, I'll jump on.
Yep, that's Dylan.
Pile on Dad.
Yep.
I know, we always had to watch it. Got another video here from Elf. This is the finale. This is pretty much everybody here. This is a little more tapping. What a fun show. Everybody knew that Sparkle Jolly Twinkle Jingle. I could never get that through my head. Yeah. Oh,
Ash just got it.
yeah. I choreographed it.
Had it,
I-
and then
I couldn't
barely
remember
had
it.
in the show.
What?
I barely had it in the show. Every time I did it, I was like, everyone look, I did it.
I know. I think I got it maybe 1 or 2 nights, but I did stuff really quick, so you couldn't really tell. I did notice I'm in white pants there. I think that's one of the few times I actually made that change. It was a tough one. What a great season we had. What a great season we were going to have. And man, oh man, oh man. But something will, this too shall pass, and we will all be on stage again soon. All right. So, Emily, you've been going to Northern to continue your education. You've been a combination of online and driving up. What's the fall look like for you? All online?
So the fall is all online. Yes. They were doing some people's courses will be on campus. It's very limited, but mine were all switched to online just due to all my professors switched them to online. So
Ivy's all online too, except for technical stuff, obviously. And I can teach a directing class. I can have a total of 9 students plus me, and we have to be like 100 feet apart. But I haven't decided how I feel about that yet. I guess we should make that decision. But yeah, it's a different world. It's a whole new world. That isn't that from Mermaid?
Aladdin.
Oops.
John.
Part of your world.
Part of your world, yeah.
Guys,
I'm not.
get your Disney stuff together. No.
I'm not the Disney person.
I know you're not. I know you're
not. I'm really not. But I mean, of course, I enjoy some of the show. You know what? Aladdin, Alive on Stage. I saw the Chicago tour. I got a little bored with that one.
Oh my gosh, I love Aladdin.
Really?
Oh, it's one of my favorites. I love my favorites.
It's one of my favorites too.
Everybody watch me get crucified. I think Beauty and the Beast has far too many ballads and it drags.
Oh my God, I love Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast. Oh, we can't talk about this because I'm
okay. I like Lion King. I love Lion King.
Oh,
Lion King was
gorgeous.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And well, Mary Poppins, that counts. I like Mary Poppins. And I like that they twisted the plot, not twisted the plot, but added the mean nanny and all stuff from the book. So that was cool. So what's the last show anybody saw? I'm trying to think.
I saw Mean Girls.
So did
Chicago.
Oh.
Yeah, awesome.
I can't remember. Isn't it?
I can't even remember what was. And Don and Reed might know what was the last Paramount show. That was the last one that I saw.
Beauty and the Beast.
Secret of My Success. Unless you saw Secret, which closed halfway through, but
I never.
Then no, it would have been Beauty and the Beast.
So Beauty and the Beast. That's the last.
Oh my gosh, it was breathtaking. It was. I just was in awe the whole time.
The set was amazing. Their sets always knock it out of the park up there.
Yeah.
I mean, that Beauty and the Beast, the entire stone walls turning. And Reed, when you did Christmas Story, the entire flipping house turned.
Yeah,
around.
we had an entire house that moved on and off.
I know. That's Chad just checked and he said, I was bored at Beauty and the Beast too.
Chad!
All right. Now, when my daughter Lexi was little, I took her to all the Disney stuff and I liked most of it. So yeah, there's that. And I'm just not, we don't have Disney Plus. So who all has Disney Plus on here? No.
Sort of.
Sort of. Did everybody watch Hamilton?
My sister has it, therefore I have it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody's seen Hamilton?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
On the live capture of it. Yeah. So is it as breathtaking as it is in person?
No.
I believe
I liked it because then I got to I saw it in Chicago, but seeing it on Disney Plus, I got to see the details more. So I think it really fulfilled the experience of seeing it in Chicago live and then sort of getting a little bit more understanding of everything that I missed. There's stuff I missed.
Yeah.
And just seeing that cast.
Yeah.
Was with
for sure.
Everyone in Lin-Manuel Miranda was breathtaking. It was great.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's cool.
Anybody here have Broadway HD?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. No.
It's got amazing stuff on it. We watched the West End version of Funny Girl the other night. That just came on. And I finally saw Billy Elliot up close. They've got amazing stuff on. Kinky Boots is on there. And a lot of plays. So David, I have to acquiesce, and we watch every so often the really strange. This is an absurdist piece, and I'm like, okay. Then I make him watch a musical.
Get a drink real quick.
All right, guys. Well, it has been a wonderful evening all around. We thank everybody for watching. We welcome your comments. Remember, these videos are available afterwards, and we hope you keep following us on IVCC Fine Arts. Our numbers are growing and growing and growing all the time. And Ashley, we're on Instagram.
Yes, we are on Instagram at IVCC Theater.
IVCC Theater with RE or ER?
That is a great question. Give me 2 seconds. It is ER.
ER. Okay. The American spelling, as they say. There's all kinds of theories about that, that theatre, RE is the art form, and the theater, ER is the building, but that doesn't hold true. It's like whatever you feel like, we're classy. Well, again, thank you all. Your videos were great. Every single one of you. Sounding great, looking great. Jake, great story. And we're going to do this again. Are you all game to come back?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right. So I know, Emily, you will do a Disney thing to torture me, right?
We all should. Everyone.
We'll do
Everyone?
Disney night. Yeah.
I won't do Disney
there
next
for it.
time. I'll pick something different.
Jake, you were talking about playing the bad guy. Is always fun, and I agree.
Oh, yeah.
You could be a Disney villain. Aren't there a bunch of Disney villain songs?
Ooh, like Dr. Facilier from yeah.
You're
yeah.
like an encyclopedia, Megan. You're on
Yeah.
it.
From what? What is that from?
Princess and the Frog.
That's
I
one of my
love-
favorite Disney movies.
Disney.
Or
Or based on Friends.
Scar, Be Prepared from The Lion King.
Oh, yes.
Read for that one.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's what we'll do. We'll have more folks on too, and everybody has to choose a Disney villain song, because I do know there's Cruella de Vil,
Yeah.
right? Doesn't she have a bunch
Ursula.
of
Mhm.
I wish
Ursula?
that Maleficent had one. She's my all-time favorite Disney villain.
Mhm.
Yes.
I will. Okay, I'm going to say this about Maleficent. I love the movie with Angelina Jolie. I thought the backstory was great, very wicked-like, and the
Very-
sequel was just as entertaining.
Yeah.
How come that's not a musical yet?
I'm ready for Hocus Pocus to be a musical.
Yes.
Allegedly,
I'm there for
Yeah.
that.
there's been rumors about that. I can't remember. There's so many things that are going from screen to the stage, and sometimes it's like, what were they like? Rocky? I guess that bombed.
Yeah.
It's so now, like Singing in the Rain. That was actually a movie before it was
Mhm.
a stage show, and they did that for a while. Same with Thoroughly Modern Millie, but now it's like any old comedy. Those are musicals, but and some of them are great. Some are great. Mean Girls,
Waitress.
Yeah.
Waitress.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well,
Legally
lovely chatting with it. Legally Blonde. There we go. Salt in the wound, Emily. Salt in the wound. Okay.
I had to throw it in there.
I know. We're going to sign off here. Next week, my guest is Walt Willey. So for those of you that know Walt from the area, or from All My Children, or any of this, his Wild Bill show, he will be coming to me from Nashville, Tennessee. And then a week after that, I'm working on our Mamma Mia family cast reunion. We'll see what we do here. Folks, I have adored working with each and every one of you in every single way possible. You have made tonight a great, great time for me. And they're all gone. I'm here by myself. Next week, Walt Willey and me, Mamma Mia reunion, got some more surprises coming up. Now, if you would like to participate in one of our virtual variety shows, I don't care if you're at IVCC or what, please let us know, because we'll be throwing the call out on IVCC Fine Arts Facebook. And we'll have you send us a video, and we'll put another one together. So watch for that call. And we thank you for tuning in tonight. Tonight was a long one. I knew it would be. I hope you stayed with us the whole time, or at least paused us to take an intermission of sorts. Again, I want to thank Chad Brokaw, our engineer technician, for running the whole show. So until next week, from the living room stage, brought to you by Illinois Valley Community College, we say good night.